Okay, we are back. It has been a crazy 2 weeks. I'm coming to the end of the school year, so I did a final presentation, weirdly enough for theater. I have some exam coming up, and I was house sitting, and Taylor Swift decided to drop something. I've been traveling because I have a manager now. That's cool. But I needed to get new headshots and all kinds of stuff. So you'll notice that my channel got a little redesign because I did it to match my new headshots. So I've got new pictures that actually has me with this length of hair and stuff. So it's good. It's all good. So I was looking around at the theater channels that I follow to see like if I could find some ideas. And Amy Lovett, who I watch and enjoy, did her own tag. So it was the first time tag, but it's the Broadway themed first time tag, and it's nice and short, and it'll let you know a little bit more about me. Okay, so let's just get into it. So the first question is my first Broadway show that I've ever seen. My first Broadway show was Spelling Bee, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. I was much too young to see it because I was like 11 years old, but my mom told me about it all the time when I was a kid, and it was set to close that year, so that was my first Broadway show. It was at the Circle in the Square Theater, and we met up with my aunts later, and I got to see what a Kate Spade store looked like when I was 11, and I found a woman's credit card in one of the wallets. It wasn't a fake one, it was a real one. Someone had left their like MasterCard in a wallet, so that was my first Broadway show. My first West End show, when I was watching the video, I didn't think I'd be able to answer this, and then I remembered I could. My first West End show was The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, when I went to London for the first time in 2016. We were originally supposed to go see The War of the Worlds, which I'm sorry, Dad, we didn't get to go. I was ill that entire trip, and this was like the first night I felt okay enough to go see a show. So we just did Curious Incident because it was something I'd seen before, and it was something I wanted him to see, and I wanted to go see it in the city where it had been, you know, created. So that's my first West End show. First musical you were obsessed with. When I read the question, I thought it was Phantom of the Opera, but that's not true. The first musical I was obsessed with was Wicked, because I don't know what did it, because I'd seen many musicals before Wicked, but I really, really loved Wicked. There was something about it. I had the like Grimmery, like big coffee table book on the making of the show. I was Alphaba for Halloween, but my sister ruined it because she went as Dorothy, so everyone was like, oh, you're the Wicked Witch of the West, how cute. And didn't go off too well. I got like a green face paint. I didn't do it on my hands, I remember, because my mom didn't want me getting like green all over my schoolwork when I went to school with it. I had an Alphaba necklace that broke, actually, because it was made out of like hooks. It was interesting. Yeah, I really, really loved Wicked. I still kind of want to be Alphaba. That would be kind of cool. I think I could, yeah, I can get my belt up that high. First time you cried at a show. I can't pinpoint, I really can't pinpoint when I first cried at a show. Because when I was a kid, I certainly didn't. Maybe it was Beauty and the Beast. It might have been Beauty and the Beast, because I'd been really obsessed with that show. It was like the one that solidified I wanted to do musical theater, because I really wanted to be Belle. I still want to be Belle. It's like top of the dream role list. But I'd seen it as a kid. Obviously, I don't think I cried. And then I'd been obsessed with the show and really, really wanting to see it, and the tour came through, but it wasn't like to our nearest city, so we drove a bit and we went to go see the tour. And I think I cried when I saw Beauty and the Beast. Like, I cried when he died. So I think that was it. If that wasn't it, it might have been when I saw Phantom for the first time, and not because I was fangirling, but because I was like genuinely upset. He's so sad. It's kind of like a tragic character. I've cried at so many shows since then though, so I couldn't possibly tell you. First time you hated a show. When Amy Lovett answered this question, she was talking about like a show she saw and didn't like, and what I thought it was the first time you just came across a show you really didn't like, that you haven't, regardless of whether you've seen it. But I have kind of two answers. So the first show I didn't like was Cats. The only song I knew from it was Memory, and then they had the taped version on YouTube, so I tried to watch it, and I did not like it. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. I don't know how they're gonna like accomplish this movie. I really don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to sit through it. It's just gonna be weird, I think. And then if there's a show that I've gone to and hated, it was The Bodyguard. That, I can't even call that a musical because it wasn't even an adaptation. It was just a staging of the movie. I had never seen the movie The Bodyguard, so my dad had to explain to me like the differences, but apparently like the musical was so much worse. And it was dramatic to the point where we were laughing during scenes that weren't supposed to be funny. It was just, oh my god, I don't think I've ever left a show saying like that was like a total waste of money. It was awful. I mean, we didn't pay for the tickets separately. It was part of like a subscription, but we were just like, wow, that was so incredibly bad. And they had such talented people and they were just wasted on this show. It was so bad. I did not like The Bodyguard. The first time you saw a show on your own. I've never gone to like a big Broadway show or like a touring show by myself. I'm usually with somebody. But when I was on a Disney cruise line, they have like shows during the day, and I just wanted, and they have several that run throughout the week, so I wanted to see all of them, and not always someone would want to go with me, so I would go see a show by myself and cry too, because there were some that were like really emotional. So I went to like those shows by myself. I'd also go to my college shows by myself because you were required to go. So I would just pick a day and go by myself. The first time you heard Hamilton. This is another one that's hard to pinpoint. For the record, I'm not like a giant Hamilton fan. I think it's good, I just don't understand the hype. Like, I've seen it, and I think it's a well-crafted piece of theater, but I do not get the hype. I do not understand the hype. But I had a roommate who was really into Hamilton. Like, she had the calendar and everything, and she loved Lin-Manuel Miranda and like was super into it. And then the cast album came out my freshman year of college. So I think I remember just one day they would have buses that were into New York City every weekend, and I think on the way back from a New York day trip, I just put my headphones in and listened to it straight through, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is good. Like, I know the songs and stuff, like, I think it's good, but, like, I don't understand, like, why it's so big. I don't understand the hype. I might do a video on Hamilton. I don't hate it. I just, I don't know why I feel the need to, like, defend my ambivalence towards Hamilton. Like, I just don't care either way. Yeah, so that was the Broadway tag. It's really, really short. I don't have any YouTube friends, so if I'm gonna tag who's watching this, and you can make your own videos, and, like, tag me in them, I guess. Not tag me, but, like, tell me, or, like, tell me online or something. Go to my Instagram or Tumblr or something, or just put a link in the comments if you make a video of your own. So, yeah. I guess that's it. Oh, this has been such a long week.